Good morning, everyone. This is Jeffy Kennedy, author of fantasy romance and romantic fantasy. I'm here with my first cup of coffee. Oh, and I didn't even sip from it because I started thinking. Excellent. Today is Thursday, February 3rd, 2022, 232022. Hope you all are working on those manifestations, right? Um, Love goes out to Grace Starling this morning. She posted to Facebook that she's dealing with a medical emergency with Mr. Draven. And so far, things are okay-ish. Um, but sending her good thoughts and sending him good thoughts. I did talk to her last night and this morning. So she's holding up. She's holding up, but she could use support. Here we are. Thank you all for the kind messages about the transcript. I believe that it's recording the transcript again today. I don't see it doing it. I'm going to pause. Well, it'll be an experiment. It seemed to me like last time it showed me that it was going to do the transcript, but maybe it just does it automatically. I may have to toggle the settings. So, all in all, it wasn't too painful. I did edit two things. First of all, it's spelled Jeffy, Jeffy. I noticed that the auto captioning on Instagram does the same fucking thing. It's not Jeffy with a Y like Family Circus. Jeffy with an E. Thank you. What was the other thing? Oh, it didn't handle the numbers well because when I said something about it being 2/2/2022, it did like TOO, and then I don't know, it barfed it up. So I had to fix that. Other than that, I didn't really read it. It allowed me to export to text, and I changed the text wrap for using the formatting and text editor, and then I just pasted it into the blog post. So yeah, I know a few people read it and seemed happy. So apparently, it was at least semi-coherent. It doesn't add as many periods as I think there should be. So something about the pacing of my speaking does weird things with grammar, which is not surprising to me at all because like grammar is just so not my thing, which is probably surprising because I do write very clean. I should be specific. Punctuation is not my thing. Um, I do not have strong opinions about commas, periods, semicolons, colons. Um, most of them I do know how to use. Most of them I choose not to. I know some people have like a passionate love affair with semicolons. I don't understand how you can have emotions about punctuation, frankly. I had to sneeze there. That's God punishing me for not having emotions about punctuation, apparently. Commas. Commas, I actually do not believe there are real rules about commas. People try to make up rules about commas. I think that's why people love the Oxford comma because it's like a comma rule that they understand. It's my opinion. I know that a lot of people don't agree with me, but it's like all the other comma rules seem to me optional because it's always like, well, except and when. And some people say you just put a comma in whenever you would have a natural break when speaking. And other people say, no, that would be wrong. Um, like I said, I don't care. I almost never argue commas with copy editors unless it's a situation where I really want that brief break before the next phrase. So, what else? What's going on? I got my 3,000 yesterday. It was really nice because I got 1,000 before I met up with Dorinda. We've started meeting up again. She's slogging through that book, you guys. She's working away on it. Oh, I did successfully move the release date for Gray Magic It is set now for February 28th. I can't move it again, or Amazon will come to my house and take away my cats and paint a big scarlet letter of some sort. I was trying to be witty there, but I don't know what letter it would be. It would be like shirker or something, a scarlet S on my garage. It's funny because, and I've mentioned this, but Amazon is the only retailer that punishes us for not for moving our release date when we have our pre-order, and they're like, to maintain a good customer experience. So they've backed off on the strictness of it. So they let me move the release date for Gray Magic to February 28th. And I did get the scolding notice saying, we let you do it. You pushed it again. Oops, you did it again. And, but we are not going to punish you this time. But if you do it again, you won't be able to do pre-orders for a year and you'll lose your pre-orders, which is the point that Dorinda's in. And she says that she does not care because she's not going to do any pre-orders anymore, which I don't blame her for. Some people, you guys, I just looked at this and like it had stopped recording again, and I have no idea when it stopped. I'm gonna have to like glue my eyes to this countdown. I don't know if there's, I don't even know what I did this time. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know why it's doing this. And I have no idea where I was, what I was saying. Um, so we'll just bullet point the recap here. I wish there was an easy way for me to look back at what I was doing without like having to stop and splice, but I can't. Um, anyway, you'll hear me talking about it, but Storm Princess, I'll set that new release date. I realize for Gray Magic, I have to still do the description and get the tagline to Revan because the cover is still temporary. You know, it's just funny, you know, like all of these little things, all of this businessy stuff. It's been great for me to finish my words earlier in the day because then I have the whole afternoon to do business. And that makes a huge difference. Today, however, reader, will not be one of those days because I overslept. I slept till 6:30, and so I have not written any words. Yesterday, before I met Dorinda, I think I said this already, but I already got 1,000 before I talked to her, and so then I was done by like noon, which is ideal. Yeah, I was done by 11:30, and that's just checking to make sure the clock is still going. That's just the best. If I could do that every day, I would be very happy. Um, but so it goes. Not doing writer coffee today because we're doing writer coffee dinner this evening. Also, we got a fair amount of snow and it's very cold. So everybody's tucking in this morning. Oh, and then the other thing is I do have a link now to the workshop that I'll be teaching on Saturday. I'll be teaching it at Beasley Books here in Santa Fe, but they're limiting the attendance to 6 in-person people. Um, and I think I said this before, but because I don't like talking to an empty screen, it's the worst. I really like to, if I'm teaching, I have to be able to see faces. And okay, I'm pausing. I wonder if my previous pause was when I sneezed and I forgot to unpause, or it didn't quite unpause. You know how, like, if you're in a Zoom meeting and sometimes it like mutes without you realizing it? Because there's the keystrokes. I didn't move the keyboard today. I should have, but we won't keep pausing. I'm getting too free with that pause button. But anyway, the workshop will be streamed online live. So it's going to be at 3 p.m. Mountain Time on Saturday, February 5th. So if you want to join in and watch it live, then you can ask questions and stuff. And I am talking about writing cross-genre romance, or cross-genre, yeah, romance with, you know, SFF. So I will try to. I just got that link yesterday, late yesterday. I was going to put it in the blog post, but I didn't get in time. So please share with your friends. It's free and could be a lot of fun. It's always more fun if there's more people there. So um, I'm going to make myself one more note. Getting free with that pause button. Resume. Um, I swear I have got. I'm not going to pause this time, but I will tell you guys on my to-do list. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I have 18 items under business. I categorize my to do list in an attempt to balance my day. I don't know how well it works. Um, I have some things I put timing on. I try to keep SIFWA stuff to 30 minutes to an hour a day. It doesn't always work out that way. I try to do like an hour on finances every day. And then I have doing the blog post and pointing, and posting it. And then I have appointments and business. And then household. I also have a household. And then promo, which I really need to. I always end up like moving. I'm supposed to spend 30 minutes on promo every day, not counting podcast promo. And I haven't been doing that. And I really need to. I really need to get that A plus marketing figured out on Amazon. I have like TikTok videos to watch on how to do TikTok, not participate in TikTok. It's yeah, just sometimes feels like more than I can get to. However, the good news is I got all of the royalties crunched for January, paid all the bills yesterday, got those funds dispersed. So that's always a good thing. Get all that stuff sent out. But that is one thing about my unplugging on Sundays. I can tell it's really good for me, but it's like a lot of times on Sundays I was doing all that business catching up, and and I end up having so many meetings on Saturdays now that I'm not getting all of that businessy stuff done on Saturdays. But like last Sunday, I didn't go online at all, and I went down to Tamaya with my friend Katie Lane, and we did spa and lunch, and it was all very relaxing. But it was like there were a lot of things on my to-do list that didn't get done. How do you handle that? Right? I guess you face the fact that some things on your list aren't going to get done. Um, I sometimes feel like I need a second assistant because assistant Karina is very busy, and so she hasn't been able to get to everything. Anybody want to do? Anyone want to figure out Amazon fucking A plus marketing for me? That would be awesome. I would pay you. I would pay you. Anyway, let's see what else. I think I was not paused for very long because there hasn't been that much elapsed time. Have a SIFWA board meeting this afternoon. Yeah, SIFWA hasn't been too bad, but I feel like I'm getting behind on that stuff too. But I don't know. Got to prioritize the writing of the books, right? That's just how it goes. That's one thing that I'm thinking about with this new project. Sarah was asking me about timing about it, and I was like, okay. Fortunately, fortunately, I think that if all goes well, it should be lucrative. It should be worth my time. So that will be hope. I mean, that's sort of that will be the go no go at this point. I think is whether or not they agree to what Sarah suggests we ask for, because it will take a fair chunk of my time. And if that happens, then we will come up with a code name, and I need to talk with Sarah about how open I should be about and with this other gal. with how open I should be about what I'm working on. Because we know I'm a blabbermouth, right? I like have to talk about what I'm working on. Dinner tonight, I mentioned with the Writer Coffee people. Um, it's going to be with George R. R. Martin will be there, and there's a gal in town whose name I've forgotten, um, but I will know it tomorrow, and I will tell you guys about dinner. So that should be fun, even though it does mean leaving my house in the cold and snow. Sacrifices must be made. So, okay, well, I guess I don't have tons of stuff to say today, and I do have tons to do. So, I think I will hop off slightly early. Apologize for like bloopers again. What is with this week? I blame all the twos and threes. What do you think? I mean, well, the first one was on January 31st, but clearly something is like going backwards or forwards, or retrograde or anterograde or dorsal grade. Oh, I should mention that I have been watching The Expanse, and you know what? And this is a whole huge topic, so maybe I'm not leaving quite yet. But it's been very interesting to see a good instruction in storytelling to see how the screenwriters adapted the book to the series. And if you are interested in tightening your stories and amping up tension, conflict, and action, what I suggest you do is read Leviathan's Wake. No, I always want to do that. Leviathan's Wake. It's Leviathan Wakes by James S. A. Corey, Ty Frank, and Daniel Abraham. Read the book. It's a book worth reading. I could quibble some choices, but we can always quibble some choices. They did a great job writing this book. Very interesting to me. One of the things I objected to about the book is they went with this kind of noir tone, and it takes place in the belt, uh, which is like a very blue collar place of the asteroid belt around Jupiter and Saturn, sort of in those outer planets, maybe just around Saturn, and lots of miners and workers and that sort of thing. And they call them the Belters. So it's a really well thought out world and very interesting that way. But because I think it's because of the noir theme, there's like tons of references to prostitution, and it's always female prostitution. And I think it's because like they have this very noir detective, and so they're like sort of ran with that theme. But very interestingly, in the adaptation to the series, uh, they took out a lot of that. There are occasional references to sex workers, but it's handled in a much more I don't want to say woke, but it's handled much better. And there's references to both male and female sex workers, and even a moment where, Amos. Why didn't anybody tell me how adorable Amos is? Love that actor. Where he says it's honest work, it's good work, and it pays better than other work. And I thought, oh yeah. But my point, and I did have one, all evidence to the contrary, is that it's fascinating to see. I do think you should read the book first, because then it's really interesting to see what they did putting it on the screen. One thing they did was they condensed characters, and I noticed this happens quite a bit. I think that happened with A Song of Ice and Fire becoming Game of Thrones. And I think it's a good lesson for writers. It's, why did you bring in this new character when you could have used this other character? And that's what this existing character, especially secondary characters. In fact, almost entirely secondary characters. So it's fascinating to see how the show did that. Also, it's really interesting to see the ways in which the show um, created tension where there was not tension in the books. So, like within the initial crew, Holden's crew is pretty much a happy crew to begin with, but the show has initial tensions there. And I think it's to keep that conflict and interest going to make it exciting. I'm learning a lot from it because I tend to want things to be happy in my books, and I don't introduce tension between characters as much as like these screenwriters do. So definitely worth studying that kind of thing. Besides which, it's a really well done show and fascinating to fascinating to see. Very enjoyable. So, all right. On that note, I'm really going to go start getting some of my shit done. I hope you all are getting your shit done too. And I will talk to you all tomorrow morning. You all take care. Bye bye.